How F1 cars are made from beginning to end. What is Formula One? Formula One is a motorsport racing competition which is one of the most popular sports in the world. It's been around for over 100 years, and it is considered to be one of the most expensive sports to participate in. In this section, we'll learn about Formula One, what Formula One is, and how it became so popular. How Formula One cars are built and customized. Formula One cars are specially designed racing cars, used in Formula One. These cars are built by teams of engineers, technicians, and mechanics. The manufacturing process of a Formula One car is as follows. Design the car. Designers use CAD software to design the car. This includes drawing up the chassis, bodywork, and engine cover. Making a prototype. The design is then transferred to a 3D printer, which creates a prototype. Building the car. The prototype is then used to build the actual race car in order to make sure that everything fits and works as it should be. Testing the car. Once all parts have been fitted and tested, it's time for some testing on the track. How F1 teams prepare for the season ahead. The F1 season is one of the most anticipated events in the world. The teams spend a lot of time and money preparing for it. There are many considerations to be made, such as driver selection and car development and strategy. The world of Formula One and what a Formula One car is. Formula One racing is one of the most popular and fastest motorsports in the world. It is a highly competitive and dangerous sport with high-speed cars. Formula One cars are often referred to as single-seater because they have only one seat for the driver, who sits in the middle of the car. The driver sits behind a small windscreen and an open cockpit that has no roof, meaning there are nothing to protect them from bad weather and conditions or crashes. The driver sits behind the steering wheel that has the hand controls, pedals such as footrest, accelerator pedal, and brake pedal. There is also a clutch for changing gears. A Formula One car's engine is an integral part of a Formula One car is its engine. It's an internal combustion engine with an air filter and a fuel line to supply fuel from the tank to the car's engine. The engine is then located in the front of the car, above the front axle and behind the driver's head. There are two of these engines on each racing car that provides 520 horsepower, which helps power speed racing from 280 kilometers or 174 miles per hour to over 500 kilometers or 310 miles an hour. A Formula One car steering wheel is also different than usual. And if you'd like to know more about that, you can watch our video on that specific topic. Also guys, if you're loving the content so far, please consider dropping a like and make sure to subscribe. How do these cars actually work? The F1 car is a very fast vehicle that needs to be designed in a way that it can get around corners as well as go at high speeds on the straight tracks. The engine of an F1 car is not like one in your regular car. It uses turbocharged, which means that the engine gets more oxygen, and this makes it produce more power. A regular engine uses air intake to get oxygen, and it sends it through the combustion chamber. But an F1 car has two air intakes on both sides of the car. This makes sure that there are no problems with airflow while going around corners. How do these cars actually work? The F1 car is a very fast vehicle that needs to be designed in a way that it can go around corners as well as it can go quickly down the straightaways. They are designed to be fast as well as light, but they also still need to look like a race car. What materials are used to create a carbon fiber chassis? Carbon fiber is a material that is made from a fabric. It is often used in the manufacturing of cars, planes, and boats. Carbon fiber has many benefits over other materials that are used to make vehicles. It's lightweight, strong, and able to resist corrosion. Carbon fiber can also be shaped in different ways. Depending on the desired result, it can be molded into any shape without losing its strength. And 60 to 70% of a Formula One car's structure weight is carbon fiber. So understanding the inherent strengths and weaknesses of different types of carbon materials is essential. The design and development phase. The design and development phase is the most important phase of an F1 car. In this phase, all the decisions are made about the car's design and performance. This is where designers and engineers are working together to create a unique design, which will be able to compete with other cars in races. Engineers have to make sure that the car is able to withstand high speeds without any problems. They also have to make sure that it has enough power, aerodynamics, and stability control. Designers need to keep these factors in mind while designing a car as well, so that it can be competitive as well as stylish. Types of engines used in a Formula One car. Formula One cars are one of the most technologically advanced types of vehicles on the planet. They use a variety of engines to power their vehicles, but the most popular engine used in these cars is a turbocharged V6. There are 4 different types of engines used in the Formula One cars. The first engine is a naturally aspirated V8, which can produce up to 1,000 horsepower. The second type is the turbocharged V6, which can produce up to 900 horsepower and has been the most popular engine for about 10 years now. The third type is a turbo diesel V8, which produces similar amounts of power as the naturally aspirated V8, but with much less fuel consumption and emissions. And lastly, there's an electric motor that produces 200 to 300 horsepower, which could potentially be very useful in future races. What makes Formula One cars faster than regular cars? Formula One cars are faster than regular cars because they have a much higher power-to-weight ratio. A Formula One car has a power-to-weight ratio of around 1,000 bhp per ton, while the average family car is closer to 200 bhp per ton. This allows them to accelerate quicker, brake harder, and corner faster than regular cars. What fuel do F1 racers use? Formula One cars are the pinnacle of technology. They are the fastest and most expensive cars on Earth. They have to be efficient, and they have to use fuel efficiently. There are many types of fuels that Formula One cars can use, but they all need to meet certain criteria. The fuel needs to be able to ignite at a specific time. It needs to have a high octane rating. It needs to be cheap, and it has to last for a long time during the race. Most common types of fuel that is used for Formula One racing is gasoline or petrol. The process of building a Formula One car. The process of building a Formula One car is a complex and detailed procedure. It starts from the initial design, which is done by the engineers and designers. Then, it moves to the development stage, where the engineers and designers work to refine the car with simulations. Next, in production stage, they build the actual car. Finally, in testing stage, they test it for performance and reliability. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you now know how F1 cars are made. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.